Today is Wednesday and I just got back from school. On my way back, I kind of had this idea to talk about how to succeed in grad school, and the two things that came to my mind, weirdly enough, would surprise you. So in this video, I want to talk about the two things that I added to my routine these days. I realized when I came into the US last year, when I came into the US last year, one of the things I realized was I started adding weight. And no, I'm not the kind of person that eats out. I literally cook most of what I eat. That I eat out is maybe there's an event and it's like a once in a while kind of thing. But I realized that it was the thing of overnight I became, extra. It wasn't bad. It was bad, but it wasn't bad. But I just realized I wanted, to change my routine. So I started figuring out what about my routine is different. What happened? Why did I add weight? Because I hardly initially last year, the former apartment where I was living was very close to school, so I don't take the bus. I would always walk to my classes, always. So I was like, at least my steps were counting, And so one of the things I started doing was I started going to the gym actively. 3 times a week, 4 times a week, I'm at the gym. Not because I love going to the gym. When I was in Nigeria, I actually was going to the gym and it paid off. But here, I think there's just this whole strain. I was going to the gym in Nigeria, but I was working. Here, I'm schooling. And if you know anything about the way grad school is arranged, sometimes you could be having evening classes. Someone said it's adult education. But yeah, you could have evening classes. Sometimes your classes are scattered. You have maybe 2 hours in between here, 1 hour in between here, some very small times. Then you have some meetings you have to attend. You have a lot of lab meetings, a lot of things that you want to do. So I had to find a way that I could be held accountable. And one of the things I did was I had to get a personal trainer. Trust me, it's expensive. You might not want to do that. But I would say if you are coming in to America, I've had this conversation with most of my friends, so I might as well just make this video and put it out there. I'm honestly very tired. Oh my God. But yeah, if you want to come to grad school, or when you do come to grad school, immediately try to find a way that you are still active. Because in my first semester, most of my classes, I think I just had 2 online classes, 2 physical classes, something of that sort. But you wouldn't know that you are not doing a lot, because you go for a class, you're literally sitting for the next 2 to 3 hours, and then you take some 15 minutes walk, maybe to the next class, or you go home. That's literally all you do. And then the food is sort of different. I don't want to lie, the food is different because I don't know how to explain it. I'm not in the nutrition field, I'm not in any, but the food is different. It's clearly different from what we know. In Nigeria, rice is rice, but here rice is not really rice. I don't know, but the food is different. And I started watching what I eat. So for example, if I'm taking milk, I don't take full fat or full cream. I don't know how to explain it. I do 2% and that's it. My nutritionist actually advised I go 1%. So because I think when you do the whole full cream thing, it's more fatty. So there are some of these precautions you'd have to take. So I've talked about gym, and in alignment with gym, I just mentioned nutrition. These two have to go hand in hand, because the truth is your activities, you wouldn't realize that your activities, you are a bit redundant, and then you're not eating well. You just feel like, oh, I'm eating rice. Oh, in fact, this is where I learned. You see that in the tutors in primary school, balanced diet is here. I'm learning it. It's not because I haven't been eating well in Nigeria, I haven't been eating balanced diet in Nigeria, but because, like I said, the food is different. So I'm being very careful. Like when I bring a plate of food, what's on my plate. Do you get me? Like, what's on my plate? I'm very conscious of it right now, and I feel like that's one way you can get to keep yourself in check and be healthy also, because overeating or being overweight, I don't know, maybe it doesn't affect some of you, but for me, once I'm overweight, I know my body is screaming. I know I don't feel okay inside me, so I have to take care of the body that God gave me, you know. Now, the second thing that I have started doing, and I started it this semester, I actually wish I started it last year, but I started this semester, and that is going to the library. This will sound so bookwormish. I promise you I'm not a bookworm, but going to the library has actually helped a lot, because I'm at the stage where I'm figuring out a lot of things. I'm writing papers. I'm just trying to get something out there. And like I said in one of my previous videos, I'm doing 4 courses this semester, and that's a lot. Somebody save me. That's a lot of courses. So I'm learning how to go back to the library. Funny thing was, in my undergraduate years, I used to go to the library, but I stopped last year. And so now I'm going back there. I have actually been going to the library. As long as I'm in school, I'm at the library. As long as I am in school. So let's just say 3 times or 4 times a week, I'm in the library. In fact, on Sunday last week from church, I just packed my bag to church. From church, I went to the library. I feel like that has helped me achieve a lot. In fact, I've realized how sitting down for 2 hours to work, I've realized how much you can achieve doing that. I've realized how much I can achieve in 15 minutes, how much, like, putting away all distractions. I have realized how much I can achieve. And so put this in mind. If you're coming to grad school, I know you are leaving your country to the America or to wherever you want to go to. Have it at the back of your mind that I have to put some structure in place in my life. That's one of the things I wish I did in my first year. I'm confessing right now, but that's one of the things I wish I did in my first year. Like, put some actual structure. It wasn't like I didn't have structure in the first year, but it wasn't very structured. It wasn't like, this is my structure, you know. Now I know that if I'm going to school, before I go to bed, I have planned, okay, my class is this time, this is the window I have, this window I will be at the library or I will be at the lab. Then after this, I have this meeting. So like, I plan my day before I go to bed. Then in the morning, I am executing. Like last night before I went to bed, I had to even write down what I'm gonna have for breakfast, what I'm gonna have for lunch, what I'm gonna have for dinner. Cause like, I just didn't want to think about it. I just wanted, when I wake up, I'm doing what I'm doing, you know? And then I use things like, Siri has suffered in my hand this semester. Siri, set me a reminder. Siri, do this. Siri has suffered in my hand, honestly. So I use that a lot. And I'm still the very, I don't know, pen and paper kind of girl, because like, there's just so much phone can do for me. And then plus I have this Flora app on my phone, so when I'm trying to read, I shut down on phones or my tab if I'm not using my tab to read. So I'd rather have this, you know, there on my laptop. When I'm going out to school on my laptop, I have this there, you know, where I just write my to-do list, what I want to achieve, and as I'm doing it, I'm just ticking it, you know. So I still do some of those pen and paper things. It's kind of like the structure I like, and so it will be wise if you're coming to grad school, if you say it's master's or PhD that you want to do, it will be wise that you have that structure. I promise you that structure is going to help a lot. So yeah, this was the idea in my head when I was coming back home to make this video. So I hope this helps someone out there. See you in another one. Bye. Let me go and eat.